Hi, this is Cindy from Part-Time Permies, and today we will give you an update on how our garden is doing. We have a big garden update. Number one, the pumpkins are going nuts. They are going absolutely nuts. All the way into my path, all the way into the next bed over. The melons are going pretty well too, and we have some little watermelons starting. I think there's 3 of them that I've seen. There's a watermelon down there. So this is my three sisters' beds. Corn's kind of erratic. Some of it's going, some of it's not. You see over here too, this big squash plant right here is Hubbard squash, so that'll be fun. And then over there are the summer squash. So we are harvesting the zucchinis, and these are light green colored zucchini, and you can see back in there. We have some that we need to pull. We've been getting one a day for the last few days. So this is zucchini. So is this, and we have some starting down in there, and that looks like a zucchini also. But over here we're going to start getting some yellow squash here eventually, but I don't see any. I see flowers, I don't see the squash developing yet. The big heat, drought, we had some rain finally this week, actually quite a bit of it over the last few days, and it's cooled off. It's like in the 70s, which I love. But between, like, I would say probably almost 6 weeks of 80s and 90s, and really only a couple days where we had a little bit of rain, most of my garden is not doing well. But all these squash and melons seem to absolutely love it. We are starting to get some tomatoes down here, but the tomato plants are hanging in there. Basil's going well. Peppers had problems. No, I should probably pull that pepper off, so we'll harvest some so this plant doesn't keep feeding the pepper and can actually produce a few more leaves. This one's doing all right. These are sweet peppers. That one we almost lost. It was like, it had only a couple leaves on it, so it's actually bouncing back. Basil's doing well. This one's, half those leaves are looking sorry. So peppers are tomatoes. We got some green ones in here. I gotta stake these. And basil, English plantain, another one I have to work on getting these tomatoes set up. But the tomatoes have bounced back since we've had the rain as well. So they're doing all right. I think they'll hang in there. Peppers, I hope they hang in there. Some of our hots. This is a hot. That one is a habanero. And over here, again, the bottom leaves are looking horrible, but it's starting to bounce back a little bit, and something's eating these pepper leaves. These are hots down here. I believe this one's a Thai pepper, and this one's actually, Thai dragon. So that one is actually looking probably the healthiest of the pepper plants. So they're starting to bounce back. Hugelkultur bed. Since we really didn't have a whole lot of rain, the best thing, other than the squash, the best bed was actually the hugelkultur bed. So walk you through it. I could pull the rest of the garlic out. We wanted to let some go to seed. So we're getting these flowers that are coming off the top of the scapes. We harvested a lot of scapes, but these flowers are just opening up. So we're going to let some of these go to seed. Some of them died off from the heat because they don't really like the heat. You can see that flower over there. The flowers are kind of pretty once they open up. The kale is getting eaten, but it's actually hanging in there despite the heat, because those are winter plants. And you can see there's some nice leaves inside. So potatoes are doing well. In fact, could probably start harvesting those. This is garlic mustard, and it is being a little bit eaten by bugs, but it's been going nuts. So that's doing well. And again, that probably wouldn't have done well except for this bed holds moisture. This bed was not irrigated. Chives are actually hanging in there too. Actually, I'm not sure which green that is, but that was a green. Lavender's all right. You got your herbs. The eggplants are actually doing well in this temperature and little rain. But the slugs just came out, and I saw some slugs eating my eggplants. So I don't see any right now. So we could probably harvest some of those. Last year we had tons of carrots growing, and guess what? That is the only carrot I see growing over here. I have lots of radishes. I need to start picking more of those because they're probably already splitting from all the rain. I got to pull some of these peas. These are sugar snap. Shelling peas down there that did not take off very well. There's some peas on the plant, but they're really stunted, which is kind of interesting. Never had problem growing peas before. This is the second batch of sugar snap peas. And this end of the bed, for some reason, the radishes didn't grow. Carrots, they're nowhere to be seen, other than the one way down there. There were supposed to be more root vegetables over here. I don't see any of them coming up. I think there are beets in this section. So it's kind of weird, and it's probably because of our lack of rain. We do have buckwheat growing on the outside of the fence here, so we're going to let that go to seed and probably spread some more around because the chickens like that. And I did put some more peas, planted some more peas just last week down here. So hopefully those will start over the next week or two, because I do like to have a staggered planting of peas. It's kind of strange that last year we had carrots everywhere, we had tomatoes everywhere, greens, brassicas, and our squash plants did nothing last year. This year, squash plants galore. We have a little bit of bug action on the potatoes. I don't see the bugs, just the evidence of leaves being eaten a little bit. It's kind of the purpose for having all these herbs around, and actually down here they're really being eaten. So I wonder if we have something hanging out in them. They're definitely growing well, but as far as don't want them eaten, really don't see any specific bugs. So don't know what that's about. I actually see the same thing here. Oh, look what we have. That would be a beginning. These guys are hard to see, but they go through tomatoes and potatoes like mad. So don't like those guys. And they blend in with the stems of these plants. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's one in here somewhere. I'll have to look around. I tried feeding these to the chickens last year, but they weren't having it. I don't really want to take them near where all our volunteer tomatoes are. But that is a fat one. Are we going to try it? Maybe. Acting like they're semi-scared of it. Peck at it. Well, we might gather some. See if we can find a container for them. Hi, Helix. He's been catching mice and chipmunks recently. Okay, container. That'll work. They tend to strip the leaves all the way down and just go through the whole plant from top to bottom, which is kind of interesting. They don't start at the bottom. These, I think, when they're like this, it's probably more slugs. That's what I just saw on the other plant anyway. But like here, There's like the top's eaten off of it. Right there too. Huh. Those things, I mean, the slugs eat at it a little bit, but these hornworms just devastate these plants. And I think I do notice some damage on my tomatoes. Does that look stripped? That looks kind of stripped. There's probably someone around here too. No. Let's see. The problem is they blend in. That over there looks all stripped off too. I don't see the worms. Oh boy. Look at that. Yep. That's another big one. Ew. Just squirted out green juice. Come here. Okay. Darn hornworms. Okay. That was a big one. And again, do we see any others? I think where there's one, there's going to be more. Don't see any more in this one. And it's starting to get a little darker out here. It's clouding over. I hope we get a little more rain tonight. Not too much. We've had downpours all week. So I think we're wrapping up in this garden today. I'll give you some updates on the other garden, which is mainly the weeds. But I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you tomorrow.